Yo, it's your girl Victoria Rosa coming in hot with the Hot Mic series. I got Big CEO. You want to tell them who you are?
What's happening? It's Truth. Truth is the label. I Say Podcast Network.
Yes. So look, I want to get into it. I want to take it back a little bit. You was in a rap group, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of your rap group?
Dirty Coalition.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I got my hands on the first album you ever put out, if y'all can see that.
Yeah.
It's called Grits.
Yep.
Can you tell us the meaning behind that?
Getting rich in the South.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was a great time. Yeah, it was a real great time.
So how did y'all, the group thing, how did y'all get started?
It was me and my partner that I came up with, Surf. Shout out Surf. We started basically off of some unmentionable things we was doing. The Dirty stood for Distributed Right to You. So that's what we came up with, the Dirty part. So it was Dirty Coalition because it was us, me, him, some other people, and we added our young homie and Beatty. We added him to it after we all started doing music together. Okay.
Yeah. And this album was actually hosted by DJ Speedy. Yep. At the time, that was Jeezy DJ?
Yeah, nah, he wasn't Jeezy DJ. If you remember that song Jeezy came out with, damn, I forgot the name of the song, but at the beginning he said, Speedy, you a fool for this one.
Yeah.
And that was him and my mans that we were signed to at the time, living with in Atlanta. Shout out Tiger. He had set it up, lined it up where he got Speedy to host the tape.
Oh, that's amazing. Amazing. So what happened with the group? Why did y'all break up? Why did y'all separate?
To this day, it ain't like we broke up. Like them still my brothers, they my people. But when you doing music, your creativity takes you different spaces sometimes, which is okay. You don't always have to be in it with the people you came in it with, as far as like performing and creating. But our styles just kind of went different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know in the beginning you were trying to fit the stereotype with your rapping, with the basic, can I say, nursery flows. What made you switch up your flow? What made you get into this intellect that you be spitting now?
Well, I was always like, it ain't trying to toot my own horn, but I was always very, very smart. Like even in school, the teachers, I just, would stay in trouble sometimes. But the teachers would talk to my parents about, y'all need to get him into law school or something, just because of the way he can speak for himself, represent himself, speak for others. And so when I came into music, like even in normal conversations I would have, people would say like, you talking over their head, dumb it down. But it just seemed like normal conversation to me. So when I came into music at that time, like 3-6 Mafia, I was really into them, UGK. So that's how I tried to model my flow. And then it was more so what we had going on at the time in the streets. So I just felt like it was best to just dumb it down.
Yeah. But you listen, lyrically you are one of the hottest MCs that I heard, and that goes beyond what you call them, professional artists. Is that what we call them?
Yeah.
And like, Truth is that name fits you perfectly.
I appreciate
lyrically
it.
But how did you come up with that name?
So when the label we was signed to in Atlanta was called TRT. TRT Entertainment. So it was The Real Truth Entertainment. That's what it stood for. And so all of us had our names. We had Surf, we had Beatty, we had me. And so every time we introduced ourselves, it was, yo, this is The Real Truth. Surf The Real Truth. You know what I'm saying? And so at that time, like, everybody was like, yo, you gotta get an email account. And so we could start sending music and stuff back together. And Beatty, he was always like ahead with the technology, so he had a beta Gmail account. And he was like, you gotta get a Gmail. So I got the Gmail, and I just used that as my Gmail name, IStheRealTruth@gmail.com. And I just started rolling with it.
It's the real truth.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, I have personally been in the studio with you record, and you come up with such clever punchlines within seconds. How you do that? Like, how you do that? How it just come just straight out there?
The punchline sometimes, and I'm gonna be honest, like I'll say a punchline and I don't even really get that it's a punchline, so I might go back and listen to it. But just with doing music in general, one of the things that I never understood how people would say they got writer's block, because to me, if you've lived life and you've experienced enough, I don't understand why you don't have anything to talk about.
But coming in with it the way you stack it up, that's when people say writer's block. They can write about something, but making it interesting for other people to hear within that small amount of time, like.
Yeah, I always had a passion too for writing, language arts. When I was in school, that was really the only class like I really paid attention in. I always enjoyed writing, so yeah, I guess it may go back to that. I don't know, but it's not anything I put a lot of thought to.
You have a crazy work ethic. Over the last 4 years, you don't put out 30 albums, over 30 albums. Do you know anybody that can match the way you work?
Yeah, the people who I was when we had Dirty Coalition, that's all we used to do. Everybody else would be going to the club, going to parties. We locked ourselves in the studio. I mean, and to get to that work ethic, they pushed me there because I got left off a lot of songs because I couldn't keep up with them. And I'd still be writing and they just be dropping song after song after song. And they like, okay, we gonna leave you a verse. But then it got to, well, I might be 10, 12 songs behind.
Yeah.
So I can't catch up. So I had to learn how, like, stop trying to perfect everything. When you feel it, just go. And if the beat don't make you go, that's not the one. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
So you, how do you, because you got a lot. You the CEO of a record label. You have your own podcast network. How do you manage your personal life and intertwining with working life and this side too?
Well, I got a 9 to 5, and I look at my 9 to 5 as my investor to fund what I got going on with this. But to be honest, I don't look at this as work. And then when you surround yourself with the people that I have around, like, I don't look at it as like I'm with coworkers. It just feel like you with family. So when you doing that, I mean, to me it's having fun, so it's easy to balance. Yeah. Like it's not a job. Like the 9 to 5, that's the job, that's the work. But after this, it's like, this is my recreation. This is what I enjoy. So I don't even look. It's easy to manage. Yeah.
Yeah. So you met your business partner around 2010.
Yeah.
With the gym complex.
Yep.
And how did you guys get intertwined?
I let this lady I knew, like, again, back to the 9 to 5. She told me, she was like, yeah, this guy, he started here, and she was like, I really think like you and him would kick it off. And I was like, okay. And I just happened to walk through one day and I saw him. I was like, what's up, man? And he spoke back, and I could just tell like he was somebody who was gonna be cool. And we had went to lunch together one day, and we were just talking about music. I had no idea he did music to the level that he did it, and he didn't know I did it to the level I did it. And once we saw that's what it was, we just locked in and started doing music, and the rest history.
Yeah. So 2020, you started your own record label, which we do have Juice in the background, and
for
me
sure.
myself.
Yeah.
So what moment or what dinged in your head like, look, I'm just gonna start my own record label?
The thing about the label, it wasn't that I just wanted to say, cause I didn't want to be that person who say I want to start a label just cause I want to say I got a label.